The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is the announcement that Julio Ceasar Chavez Jr. accepted a match against Danny Jacobs, and it's looking like they're targeting December 14th of this year. So what are your thoughts on the fight, Danny Jacobs versus Julio Ceasar Chavez Jr.? I'm going to start off with G.
I think Jacobs is gonna body bag him. You know, clearly this is just for Julio to pay his lawyer fees or whatever debts he has. So he's gonna take a dangerous fight. Doesn't make sense. Yeah, without question, I think Daniel Jacobs gonna walk away with a KO victory.
True.
I don't know. 'Cause here it is. Shout outs to all the Mexican fight fans out there. You know, I'm gonna say something totally different. I know that we seen Chavez Jr. look horrible his last fight because you gotta remember he came off from almost 2-year layoff and no trainer, nothing, and he dropped down, and his whole camp was based on him losing weight, and he still went 12 rounds with the #1 pound for pound in my book fighter in the sport, Canelo Alvarez. Not to mention he's been training ever since then and getting his weight down, staying on weight. Money is not an issue for him. He's coming back with a new.
Who's his coach?
I wanted to say he was back with Freddie. I'm not sure. I wanted to say
We can find out.
Yeah, we have to look that
You know
up.
what I'm saying? Hopefully he's back with Freddie. I think he was back with Freddie. But I know I heard that he was back dedicated to the sport.
We all know Freddie money.
We already got that Freddie money. You know what I'm saying? We all know that he has heart. The problem with him was always to be focused. We always know he had heart. We seen him get beat up for 12 rounds by Sergio Martinez and still stay in the fight, not quit, and still have the heart to knock him down. You know what I'm saying? While being under the influence of marijuana. So he had some kind of heart, you know what I mean? So I think it will be different. I don't think that Daniel Jacobs is just gonna go in there and knock him out. Because I ain't seen somebody go in there and knock him out. If the best pound for pound fighter in the sport couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? After this long layoff, I don't think he can do it to a prime Julio Ceasar Chavez Jr., you know what I'm saying? Who is focused and dedicated. Because when this young man is focused and dedicated, I'm not saying he's one of the greats. I'm just saying he has been known to put on.
Just remember what you just said in the previous segment. Just as good as your last fight.
I also read in this segment, I say he looked horrible.
That's what I'm saying.
Coming off of
That's what I'm saying.
Where he only trained to lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I explained all that. You know what I'm saying? So if we was going off his last week, these are the certain things. Not saying that he had a good training. He's having a good training camp, which that says. And now he's saying that he's dedicated to the sport. So I don't see him getting knocked out. But I also don't see him winning the fight. But I do see him putting a valid effort and putting up a hell of a fight, especially if he gets good training. And, we need to.
Yeah, when I think about this fight, it's tough because Julio Ceasar Chavez Jr. is the son of the legendary Julio Ceasar Chavez, and Julio Ceasar Chavez Jr. was fighting on pay-per-view basically since the beginning. I remember his fights being on pay-per-view, and I'm like, dude, this dude is like his 8th fight, and he was just fighting bums on like pay-per-view from the beginning. So my reason for bringing that up is to point out he really doesn't need money. This guy's been fighting on pay-per-view, like his throwaway fights, like his build-up fights, the fights where guys like Keith Thurman are fighting in like auditoriums and gymnasiums, high school gymnasiums, like in the beginning where they're fighting like bums. He was doing that on pay-per-view and like actual arenas, and people were paying to watch him. Like he was doing that since the beginning. So he doesn't really need the money. And so then he reached a point where he started fighting real contenders, and he was coming up short, but he wasn't really dedicated to the sport, as my brother Cho pointed out. So you think about him being off for a while, and you think about him coming back and agreeing to a fight with Danny Jacobs, and it makes me say, he could have fought anybody, and people would have watched. So why did he agree to fight Danny Jacobs? Right? I think if he agrees to fight Danny Jacobs, he genuinely believes that he has a shot at winning that fight. Now, it's tough for me to call what Julio Ceasar Chavez Jr. looks like because I haven't seen him fight in a while, but he is a talented fighter. But my opinion is him, the best Julio Ceasar Chavez Jr. that I've seen, would still lose to Danny Jacobs, but it'd be a good fight. So if he's anything close to his best, I think we're in for a good fight. But if he's rusty, or if he's out of shape, or if he's not that same guy, I think Danny Jacobs gets him out of there, and it's a good little fight because you get a name on your resume. But it really depends on Julio Ceasar Chavez Jr. and what type of shape he's in, for me.
Yeah, I really agree with that because we could have put him in there with a Peter Quiver.
Mm-hmm.
People would have came out and watched it. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But he really wanted the best. He really wanted the best. Please like and subscribe and check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. It's the Boxing Bros.